So the courageous path less taken.
Mm.
What does that mean to you?
Wow. To me, it's about choosing something that's bigger than playing safe, choosing something that's bigger than fear, which has been there or will always be there. But I've learned that letting my fear be the decision maker of my life is probably not a very good idea. So choosing something else bigger than that.
Yeah.
What about you?
Well, when you talk about fear like that, it makes me realize that in my life, so much of it I thought I was moving towards something, but actually I was driven by fear. It wasn't so much that I wanted to achieve something, it was I wanted not to fail.
Yeah. And what was the turning point for you to realize that, or to say enough?
Actually, it was after my father passed away.
Wow.
I had this moment where I realized that even though he was no longer with us, I was still trying to impress him. I was still seeking his validation.
Yeah.
And I realized so much of what had driven me in my career was trying to do things which he would approve of and be impressed by.
Yeah.
And so I had this fear, therefore, of failing. And that was the powerful motivator. I wasn't actually doing things because I thought that they were the right thing to do or the best thing to do.
Yeah.
I was just looking for anything that would qualify as successful in his eyes.
And what motivates you now instead?
I think I've found my own purpose that's quite independent of my background and history and something I've chosen. Like you say, it's ultimately, at some point, you make a really conscious choice.
Yeah.
And that often then means you're taking a courageous path because you're probably going against what has, to that point in your life, been the straight path.
Yeah. And what I'm also noticing is, and also in my own experience, we describe there is a sense of letting go of something. Often we think about like growth or change, like we're adding things, we're expanding, we're up. But I realized I couldn't move forward unless I decide not to hold on to something anymore, like an identity from before.
Yes.
To be always achieving, to be always perfect, to be always successful in other people's eyes. All of those things needed to be let go of. And that was actually really scary when you don't know what's next. It's like a bridge you are walking. Like before you get on the bridge, it's almost like you need to let go of all these baggage.
Yes.
And you have no idea where you're going.
Yeah.
But unless you let this go, you can't travel forward. Which is what I feel fascinated by.
And the difficult thing is to let go takes courage.
Yeah.
Because you have to give up safety. You have to give up being in that nice, comfortable zone.
Yeah.
Where everything is familiar.
Yeah.
The problem is that comfort zone is small.
Yeah.
You've actually said no to so many things to have that safe comfort zone. Yeah. So this is about saying yes to some things. Yeah. And that, and leaving other things behind.
Yeah. And when you say yes to certain things, like I've certainly experienced, I was thinking my way forward. Yeah. I was like, I need to evaluate, I need to know where I'm going, and I need to commit to that for the next, 20, 30 years. But that actually resulted in a lot of anxiety.
Yes.
Like that has to work, or, like a lot of analysis rationally. And at some point I realized through my own path is like, trying things, like just try things to move and then pay attention to how I feel when I try certain things. And that paradoxically point me to where I need to go.
Yeah.
Rather than I need to figure out where I'm going and then take a step.
Yes. Yes, that I think is very common for rational, analytical people like you and me and many, many others.
No way, I'm not like that.
Yeah.
Totally.
But if you remember how we were as children, children are brilliant at just experimenting and trying things, and they learn very quickly because of that.
Yeah.
And it's when we become a bit more risk averse that we have to think everything through first and have pros and cons and for every decision, and that just, I think, has the net effect of just increasing our anxiety without necessarily making us any better at making decisions. It probably makes us worse, actually.
Yeah.
You know, so it's actually recapturing what we inherently had as children.
Yeah.
And being able to trust your instincts more, to experiment more, to not have to have everything weighed up and lined up before you make a decision.
Yeah. I sometimes joke, and not a joke, I have this over seriousness syndrome.
Yeah.
Like want to be very serious about these decisions.
Yes.
And of course it still shows up, but I really appreciated through coaching, through development journey, to reconnect with a playful, a goofy, a silly side of myself.
Yeah.
From the child version of me.
Yeah.
To not be so serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really enjoyed seeing that come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And where is your courageous path taking you now?
It feels like a time of reinventing. You know, I've changed my career significantly a few times over the last few years.
Yeah. And yet there's no anxiety and tension I see on your face.
This is it. I don't know what I'll be doing in a year's time or 2 years' time exactly. It could be, and I always used to know. I always used to have a 5-year plan, and next step in your career and the step after that.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm going, but I no longer feel worried by that. In fact, it's energizing and liberating because it feels like life is an adventure again.
Yeah.
And it's a rare privilege to be free enough to feel the freedom.
Yeah.
But it took a long time to get here because I had to let go of so many things.
Yeah.
Of what I should be doing or shouldn't be doing.
Yeah. And I could feel your relationship with uncertainty has changed or is different now.
Yes.
Because at least for me, sometimes like this sense of certainty is so paralyzing. It's so daunting. I want it to go away. Whereas I'm seeing on your whole presence that uncertainty opens possibility, opens space, opens adventure.
Well, I'm going to paraphrase a wise man.
Yeah.
He said, uncertainty is a given.
Yeah.
Paralysis is a choice.
Yeah. Yeah.